Hey, what's up, everybody? I don't know who is on the stream right yet, but just wanted to get on really quickly to give everybody a heads up about day two of the ScentXplore. So I've been basically going around and talking to a lot of different people and wanted to let everybody know what was going on, what I've seen, and hopefully get some interest on some new things that are going on at the ScentXplore this year. So there's been a lot of different things. Mr. Gumbo was good, family. I know it's been a minute since I've been streaming live. We're going to work on getting some more, but appreciate you coming out, sir. And looking forward to telling you guys about ScentXplore, some great things that happened. Who was here this time is Mayo Fushini, which has really been a great thing about him being out here. Just great to be up and seeing Mayo Fushini and getting his information and talking to him. Yep, Habib, welcome, sir. Yeah, I'm talking about ScentXplore. It has been really good. I got to meet a lot of people, and it's been nice, nice, nice. Yeah, as far as Mail Fushini, I'm gonna have a video. So after ScentXplore, I'm basically gonna come back and put all the videos together that I have. The Rock in the building, yes, sir. So I did interviews basically with Mayo Fushini. I did the House of Ira. Of course, I did Amarud, and I did Mason Durock. I'm going to do RDZ, but who else did I do? I did Gentleman's Nod again, so got some things on. What's good, Reg? Yeah. Dutch. What's going on? Welcome, everybody. So yeah, Dutch Mayo Facini was good. He was in the house. I'm trying to think of who else did I do. You're gonna hear a lot about House of Cosmo. They just started with the opening of ScentXplore. They got a lot of hype coming into them, but the hype is worth it. I did an interview with them as well. So after ScentXplore, I'm gonna put together a big live that I'm going to do, and I'm going to feature all of the people that I interviewed. Of course, I'm going to interview Habibi again. They've done some new and different things, but yeah, there's a lot going on. Vaughn's still chilling. What's going on, everybody? So one of the first things that I'll talk about, and somebody let me know if the music is too loud or if I need them doing something a little different. But put instrumental to can I sniff it? But if it's too loud, let me know, because I'm not on a microphone. I'm basically just using my speaker mic. So just let me know in the chat if that's all right. But so Mayo Fushini was one of the first people that I interviewed. I also went back with this one is Gentleman's Nod. And Gentleman's Nod, this is their new fragrance, Toro Bravo. It's a leather fragrance, and that one will be coming on the way, as well as going through some other fragrances with them. So just interesting. I can say some of the biggest things that are different from ScentXplore this year from last year is a bigger venue. It's over 2 floors. It's more spread out. I don't think there's a lot more people than it was last year, but there are some people that are there that weren't there last year. But the number counts, I haven't heard the formal number counts, but it doesn't seem like it's double like it was from 2 years ago to last year, where it went from 3 to 6,000. So the people, it's not as many people in there, but it's spread out. It gives you a lot more, and we've got a lot of new houses. Now, some notable houses aren't there. Mr. Terrence, some notable houses that aren't there. Yeah, Gentleman's Nod. I'm gonna have him on the channel again. So we will get Gentleman's Knob on the channel again, and we'll go through the new things that he has in the house. But that's coming up. Definitely, that's coming up. What's up? What's up? What's up? But one thing that I will say is that it's a different vibe this time, as far as for what I'm seeing. A lot more people know me, which is very interesting. That there's a lot of people that know me and are calling me out by name. That's something that's really funny. The funniest thing, and I have to say, the funniest thing that I have seen, Jim's has been around, and there have been 6 people that have basically tried to get pictures with him, calling him Darian or Bowtie Fragrance Guy. It is the most hilarious thing. So that is interesting. Novice knows what's going on. What's going on? Nosy neighbor, welcome, sir. I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you. So yeah, from the footage I've seen so far, it seems more community like than last year. It is. There's a lot, especially in the community of Black Fragrance Week. Got me hooked up with like Bad Girl Frag, Marcy Mello, and a lot of the other IG people that I didn't know before. Of course, I'd already seen Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and done things with him, but seeing On Average Joe sent me, Callie's Groom Room, a lot of that has come in that has just allowed me to kind of network and make some more connections with people. We're going to see a lot more collaborations with things and get that in. And I'm telling you, the thing about Jim's is taking pictures with people. If somebody calls him out and calls him Darian or Bowtie, Jim will take a picture with them. And I mean, most of the time he does tell people he's not. But Jim wants to take a picture just to see how many people are actually calling him Bowtie. It's gotten to the point now where Fat Boy Finesse is basically just calling him Bowtie just on a random. So that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But so if you have any questions, definitely put it in. But what I will start with saying is Jim's in cosplay. Yeah, Jim's was in cosplay. He with the beard and everything, he looks like a thinner Bowtie to a certain standpoint. I'm not gonna say he looks exactly like Bowtie, but people are just dying to get his picture. I mean, people are running after him. Darian, Bowtie, can I get a pic? It is hilarious. But Jim's, to his credit, he's just flowing with it. He is not getting upset about it, but it is funny. It is funny. So a lot of things are coming out. My friends at Amarud, they have 2 new fragrances coming out, and your boy is gonna get 2 aspects of it. They're selling these 2 new fragrances actually at ScentXplore, and they're sending me, because I'm actually flying to Texas now. They're sending me these 2 new fragrances. Well, I'm buying them. They're not just giving them to me. But one is Oud Vanilla, which I have right here, and it is basically vanilla fragrance. It's not the vanillin. It's not the really syrupy sweet vanilla, but it is Jesus, my man. Nice to see you. And of course, Mr. Joel. Nice to see you as well. Oh, everybody showing love. Man, Duck, good to see you. I got to reach out to you, Duck. If you didn't know, I did relocate to Texas, but we got to still figure out a time to come up so that we can all hang out. Definitely. Yeah, Amarud definitely is a brand that I've done a lot of stuff with and really excited with the new fragrances. One is called Oud Vanille, and it basically takes their oud fragrance, their kind of signature oud, and it matches it with the vanilla, but it's not that syrupy sweet vanilla. It's a really nice fragrance, and I'm really liking this one a lot. They have another new fragrance called Sage Infusion, and that's another fragrance that's really nice. In fact, Calvin, who I interviewed on the show, basically, this is the fragrance that he wears as a signature fragrance that's kind of taken over from Golden Oud, is what he used to have. So let's see. Oud de jour with vanilla. Yeah, but it doesn't have the plum in it, and it is more of a, but it is not like Virtus. It's not like the Virtus, but so it smells different than that. It's because of course when we talk about Amaruz oud, it's not as sharp, it's not as medicinal, it's a smoother oud, so it doesn't come off like that any way like Virtus's vanilla oud fragrance. But yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to let me know when you're in Dallas, Duck, because definitely I travel to Maryland still for work and things like that. But let me know when you're in Dallas. We definitely have to. Yeah, Silver Birch is another one that I really like. That is a 10 for 10 out of for me too. They are doing some other things. They're revamping some of their line as well, as far as they are most of their fragrances are above 25%, but they are definitely making most of their fragrances will be revamped and straight to parfum. So that's going to be a great thing that they're doing. They're working on doing a revamp and slightly modifying their presentations and stuff like that. So they're going through a lot of stuff, and they're even redoing the boxes and stuff like that. They have gotten a lot of love from over in across the seas, like in the Middle East, Dubai, and things like that. They're selling in stores there. They've been going a lot over there and dealing with boutiques and things like that. Yeah, everybody, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Welcome. So, Mr. Clark in the building. Welcome, sir. So that's Amaoud was one of the first ones that I went to. Maison du Roc. I have to say that with the French accent. Maison du Roc. So Maison du Roc, if you know, I actually heard about them from So Avant Garde. I think Dedrick was the first one to introduce me to one of theirs. He actually got the Mousse de Coeur, which is a leather fragrance that he actually put in one of his rotations or one of his references from So Avant Garde. I went and I blind bought that, and I actually met the owner and the brand house of Maison du Roc. I did an interview with them as well. They have 4 fragrances. They have been around just slightly, I think a little over a year or something like that. So they have 4 fragrances that I'm bringing. You will see a lot of interviews. The great thing that happened for me this year was I was able to get the media pass. I get to go in between 10 and 12. What I have seen though is that there are a lot of people with media passes, and it's still busy, but it's definitely not as busy as it is with all the people together. So I do get some time to spend some time and to talk to them, and so you'll see more interviews than I did last year. There'll be at least 10 interviews. I might have to do 2 lives with it, and I'm gonna show you guys, some great houses. We're also working on doing some live interviews with the houses and bringing them on the channel. I will let you know that the hot houses that are here, you will see in the rotation, because of course, Jims is talking to him. Fat Boy Finesse is talking to him. So I'm thinking that there will be a lot of introduction to the space as far as getting to know some of these new houses and some of the things that they're doing. Got to say hello to Nate the Great. Uh, yeah, he wasn't able to make it out here this year, but uh, crazy. Probably Nate. I don't think I even told you. So just to tell everybody, I had booked a hotel called the Sounder through Marriott Bonvoy, and it was basically half a mile from the venue. And the Sounder went out of business, and people in New York heard about it. But because I've been traveling and stuff and been doing some things, I did not know about it. So I got up here because my app still said that I was gonna check in that day. I got up here, got dropped off in front of the building, and my reservation was gone. They had closed, and I had to figure out. Luckily, Marriott helped me out because I've have a lot of reward points and a titanium member. So they actually got me another hotel, not as close, but I was sitting on the street with 3 bags, wondering if I was gonna have a hotel to stay in. But so that was a little rough, but things worked out well, and definitely. What I will say is another person. I did do an interview with Philippe from Une Nui Nomad, and they will. We probably going to have them on the channel too. We had a nice vibe. I vibed with him last year as well. I have a few from Une Nui Nomad, and Estrella de la Mañana is a really good one. He also has 2 new fragrances he let me smell, and I can't really talk about them, but they're coming up in April. But he has some new fragrances. Hopefully, when I bring them on the channel, he'll talk about them. But one, they're both really different, and it is taking some notes and putting some accords together that you wouldn't even think of that would go together. I won't want to say anything right now because I mean he let me smell them and put them on skin just based off of knowing me, and they're not even finally released yet, but they're coming out in April, and it should be nice. It should be nice. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. It didn't. Luckily, it just did flurries here in New York. It didn't snow like it did in Baltimore. So yeah, interesting, interesting. So that's we talked about Amarud, Maison du Roc, Diaz and Durga. Diaz and Durga, one of the only ones I'd really heard from Diaz and Durga is Amber Kissel, but I did get to try a lot more from Diaz and Durga. I'm going to get more into that house as well. That's a house that doesn't get a whole lot of love as far as what's going on around in our part of Fragcom. But Diaz and Durga has some really great ones. Of course, Amber Kiso is really nice. But I also saw Black Magenta and Cognac Rain, and in Notorious Oud. Those are 3 that I'm definitely going to get into and give you guys more of a background on Diaz and Durga. Like I said, it's not one that's readily available everywhere, and yeah, it's called Cognac Rain. Now they didn't have samples that they were giving out, but definitely we've talked to them. I'm talking to the owner tomorrow, and we're going to see how we can definitely get more introduction to that house and see how we can get some samples and things out for that. So I will know more about them tomorrow between the 10 and 12 for the B2B part, and we will get into more of that. Yeah, Cognac Connoisseur, a lot of boozy fragrances. So as far as boozy fragrances, one, you'll hear about this house from everybody. This is RDZ Parfums, a Puerto Rican company. This one was actually a ScentXplore, and if you see, I know The light is kind of clashing with it, but it's signed by Max Forte down at the bottom right here, and then it's signed by the owner of RDZ up there. And this is Passion. It is based off of a Puerto Rican drink. It's really nice one, and this one is one that I really, really, really liked, and this because it was signed and it was just discontinued. But yeah, Diaz and Durga, like I said, is nice. But Amber Taconic, I'll check and ask about that to see if they have that tomorrow when I speak to them. RDZ Koku, yes, that one is probably my favorite. The reason why I got this one was because it was a ScentXplore exclusive. But if this wasn't an exclusive that they only had 300 copies, that would have been the one that I would have bought. To me, that was a phenomenal fragrance. But they have a lot. That fragrance is kind of interesting. The notes that it has, the first top note it has is cocaine accord, which is pretty interesting. But the actual fragrance smell of it is phenomenal. The cocaine accord is not real cocaine, so don't order it so you can sniff it. But it wasn't. They have some nice fragrance. All of their fragrances were nice. They had one. So RDZ, just to give you some information about them, RDZ, if you don't know, it's Puerto Rico and Philly. So they grew up in Philly, and they also have roots from and ancestry from Puerto Rico. All of their fragrances basically come from that kind of standpoint. One is called Philly Blunt. Then they have this one like Passion, which is based off of a drink in Puerto Rico. But all their fragrances basically go like that. We will have an interview with them tomorrow morning. I've already talked to them as far as to get them into that as well. But looking forward to that. Yeah, yeah. So Tectonic, Nosy. If Nosy says it, it's probably good. Okay, yeah. Philadelphia and Philly blunts are good. So I guess I'm late to the party. There's a passion fruit one. There were a few, and I'll have to go through the names of them. But I went through every one, and it was nice. But yeah, obviously I'm late to that party. But they've been out. I think they said they've been out for maybe like 4 or 5 years. Not too terribly old, but yeah, fairly new. But again, like I said, House of Cosmo, you will be hearing a lot about this house. They're really nice. The people, and this one is Crimson R. They sold out of a whole lot of stuff. Crimson R is a cherry fragrance, and it kind of gets kind of sweet, kind of candied, but this one is a phenomenal fragrance. They have a lot of other ones that I like, but most of them got sold out because they just opened up. And this one, Nova, is another one that is sold out as well. But they definitely what they said is that they will have in January, they're going to have uh, their sample discovery sets, and we've got the information. They've already kind of peeped out the channel, and they want me to get in touch with them so that they can work to get sample sets out for them. This one is really good. There was a lot of hype around them because they really just dropped right when ScentXplore started. Yeah, I can't get so many fragrances so many times, so little time, Nate. I couldn't get everything. But there are some notable people that are not here that just for everybody to know. PDM does not have a booth this year, which is really interesting. PDM has had a booth, I think, almost every year since ScentXplore started. Jurjov did not have a booth, but I did get to meet Sergio Momo, got a picture with him, and got to talk to him. Jim's really, and Roth was there, and that's how we really got to vibe with Sergio. at Momo, and that was really a good experience. He did a master class, but he only came in for 24 hours. He flew in like the night before, and right after his master class, he was going back to the airport to fly back out. He basically talked about where he thought the industry was going, how everything started, and things like that. And that one was pretty good as well. But oh yeah, see, I got Ralph in the other one. Nice, nice. I hadn't looked over at the live that was going on over, but want to give my Instagram people some love too. And let me, what else did I go to? So another interesting thing, if anybody did not know, we have Amoff is here, and um, Roll. They call it Roll It, but it's basically Joe Milano is here as well. And I know what people would be thinking is, hey, this is for niche fragrances. Well, it is not any of their line that is dealing with any inspirations. They're all basically what they would call unique creations that they've made. And they gave me a lot of samples and stuff like that, and we'll be going through that. I'm hoping to get him to actually be on the show and talk to him as well. I tried to get him last year, but we could never hook up for a time that was available to do that. So that wasn't. I'll check out. I haven't smelled most of his stuff, but I'm off with Christian Provenzano, and they have another uh, perfumer that is doing two lines for them. Their lines are still relatively um, economical and not really expensive, and it's really really interesting. Some of their fragrances, of course, Christian Provenzano, and then I'll have to remember who the other perfumer is. But they have some people that are actually making some unique fragrances for them. Oh, you just got high roll in a giveaway. My man Esteban Aroma Dolce. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, high roller. I haven't smelled high roller. I forget what that was a inspiration of. Um, House of Noya. So the light is really clashing with this. For House of Noya, they didn't get their bottles yet. The bottles were actually coming in today. I didn't get a chance to go through theirs, but there were a few of those that I liked. And let me see, because they gave me samples of the ones that I really liked. Um, Winter Sun was really good. Let's see, it's really kind of, yeah. Winter Sun was really good. Yes, I Can was something that was interesting too. And then the Velvety Musk. That one was a really nice one as well. And I'm going to be interviewing with them. Let me see what this one. Oh, the Ode to Oud. I'm really getting into my oud phase. Ode to Oud is really nice too. So we'll see more from the House of Neuer as well. I'll be interviewing them, and Miss Alicia, welcome, welcome. So let me think. I talked about RDZ. Unique Luxury. Unique Luxury is here. That was another one that I talked to. I'm gonna try to get an interview with them. They have a new fragrance, and it's Dulcesa or something like that. Dulcesa, and that one is a really nice fragrance that I want to get my hands on. I sprayed that on skin yesterday, and that one is really really nice. Actually, as far as Jason, Alicia, I actually brought Gems over to Jason's and introduced him to Sacred Animal, which is one that I really like. That one has some animalic bite to it, but Jim's liked it and I like it too. The other one is what is it? Amaretto. The um, amaretto one is really nice as well. And let me see. You see Chris over at Gentleman's Knot. I did see Chris over at Gentleman's Knot, and I have his new one coming to me. Toro Bravo is a leather fragrance. He also is revamping and freshening up some of his fragrances. We did an interview with him, and that one will be on the live that I do after I come back, because I'm gonna have a lot. At least I got at least 10 interviews of different fragrance houses, which was really cool to have the B2B and to really kind of go through that. So I'm really looking forward to that part of it, to show you guys. And Gentleman's Nod was a good one. Of course, I've had him on the channel as well. I've interviewed him over on Instagram, and last year, maybe January, February, but I interviewed him January or February last year, something like that. And we actually did go over some of his new fragrances and things like that. So that's really good. Ume Amaretto. Oh, yeah, I knew it was Ume Amaretto, but I forgot the last one. But yeah, Jim's really like that one as well. We did see some of the other line, but I really like that exclusive line that they have from J-Sense, which is really a nice one. My man Bashan came over on the Instagram side. Welcome, sir. So those are some good ones that I had. Let me see. Amaraj came with Opus Timber. They were giving some samples out, and Decisions, I think, and Electric Wood. Or is this? Hold on. Straight Parfum. No, this was Electric Wood. I'm sorry, it was room 1015. It's kind of dark in here. I don't have good lighting in this place, so but I did get some Game of Spades. They ended up giving me some Game of Spades, even though they weren't featuring them. When I told them that I had some of the Game of Spades, and I'd actually talked to them last year about some of them, and that was what was happening with the Game of Spades. So they actually did give me a bag and some things. Giardini de Toscana, they gave some samples. I didn't get to talk to them. I did talk to my geisha again. I really need to give some more love and to get deeper in this house. But one thing that I do have to give a shout out to Jim's and Corey, and basically I hung out with Jim's, Corey, and man, who else was there? But and definitely Fatboy Finesse and a couple other people. We went, Mo and some other people. We went to Kajal. So Kajal is not inside of the actual ScentXplore, but they have a penthouse that is across the street. So we went over to them, and actually we went over to them, and they were really nice. The interesting thing, and Nate probably remembers it, I had Lamar on my short that was talking about warning about the fragrances. They actually saw that. Kajal saw that, and she said in the beginning she was petrified because of the way I did the commercial talking about that it was a double-blind study and adverse reactions. She said she was calling everybody. She was calling the perfumers when she first saw it. Because they saw it together, and she was calling the owner, and she was like, "What did we do? What did we do wrong?" And then got the punchline that I was saying that it was a great fragrance. But yeah, she remembered me from that that video. I didn't even know because I didn't tag her in that video. But she remembered me from the video. That video, I guess, kind of went a little viral on Instagram and on YouTube for a while, and it actually got sent to her. So that was a funny thing as well. I did go to Memo. Memo had one new fragrance, and I did not necessarily record them. Maybe I will try to record them tomorrow. They had one new fragrance, but most of Memo was basically their older fragrances. So that is, I have to check the new fragrances again, but I think it was just one new fragrance. I Some of the older fragrances that I need to get to buy, I still need to do that, but I haven't yet. But there were a couple that I did like. I do like Iberian leather. Um, I like their rose fragrance. Of course, I like African leather, but yeah, it didn't. They don't have a lot of new things, but they were down there. They were down. So yeah, Memo. Yeah, they didn't pump out. They definitely don't have a whole lot new. They had one new one that was nice, but I hadn't put it on skin yet. But they do have a lot of fragrances. You are right, Dutch. They have a lot of fragrances, and I did get to sample some that I had not sampled before. Um, but back to Kajal, man, Kajal. I showed you the box, but they gave me a full presentation of Lamar Caviar by Kajal. Man, this I was not expecting this. So this is a 30 ml. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, up there. The Lamar Caviar 30 ml. And what I did in looking this up is that this is basically the only size that they sell it at, and this sells for $160. So I wanted to see what was the reason of why they gave it to all of us. They gave it to Fat Boy Finesse. They gave it to Jims. They knew that we were all. I don't know if they necessarily gave it to us just because we were content creators, or if they were giving it just to give it. But Lamar Caviar is a flank of Lamar, but it smells a whole lot like the original Lamar, but it's different. It's not as fruity in the beginning, and it's more of a drier rose. The rose that's in it is more of a drier. It's really, really nice. And the reason why they're selling in this size is because this has no alcohol in it. And but it does project. It doesn't have alcohol in it, but it projects. It has something called fragrance pearls or aroma pearls, and it is a new way to distribute the actual fragrance and to project it off your skin. I had to look it up because basically I had to see exactly what they were talking about, and I am going to read it real quick. But it says Lamar Caviar by Kajal is the first ever ethanol-free fine fragrance to harness the innovation of Michael Cap's patented perfume pearls technology, which introduces unique features that will redefine the future of the fine fragrance industry for both brands and consumers. These micro caps have been collaborated to create Lamar Caviar by Kajal. This precious water-based fragrance oil is encapsulated within the alginate pearls, within the alginate pearls, preserving the scent until it is dispensed. Upon application, the alginate capsules break, releasing a magnificent mist of luxurious Lamar Caviar by Kajal. Now, what I can say about that is that it does project, and even just spraying a little bit on my skin, because I had a lot of real estate that was used, in being at ScentXplore Day. It took over, and I can still smell it now. It is very similar, but it's not as fruity in the opening as Nate likes to say, succulent pineapple. But yeah, I still can't say succulent pineapple like Nathan says. But um, Nate does talk about the fruitiness that is in Lamar when it opens. This does not have as much of the fruitiness, and it is drier and not as musky in the dry down as the original Lamar is. But the rose really pops in this one. So I like it. It's really nice. And this was like one of the highlights of being at ScentXplore. That I mean, I looked this up. It's $160 that we got for free, basically, just for going there. But really nice, really nice, really nice. Uh, we did also get to uh, do some of the other fragrances because we were in kind of like their penthouse suite, and I got to try Ruby, got to try Topaz, Colada. I had never put Kajal 4 in skin, so I got to try Kajal 4. Basically, I'm definitely going to get Kajal 4. That's going to be on the list. Also want to get some other things. Colada to me, and I didn't put that on skin. I really need to get a sample of that and put it on skin. It did not pop off of the paper. I didn't get that pina colada feel from Colada that time, but we'll see. I still think I need to put that on skin and to succulent pineapple. I still need to put that on skin and see that one. Um, Ruby and Topaz layered was really nice. Uh, Icon is nice as well. That is true. Yeah, and they had that. They didn't have that one there for us to sample, but they had a lot of them to sample. They had Masa. They had, like I said, Kajal 4. I think they had Kajal 3. They had a couple new ones that are coming out, and I think that Corey got one of the new ones that are coming that's not even out yet. So that's a really cool thing to actually get some things that aren't out yet. But this one was really a highlight. This is really nice. And in general, that was the main things that I've done. I just want everybody to know what we have coming up. That we've got a lot of interviews. We got a lot of introductions to new houses and houses that really haven't been featured in our neck of FragCom. So that is great. Yeah, as far as the Colada one, I want to put it on skin, but it did not pop off the paper for me. But I know paper, a lot of times the test strips aren't really going to give you what you need. But yeah, I would like to see what that one is. Okay. Well, you said at first you didn't like the Colada, but after a few months it got way better. That maceration might be part of it. A lot of times now people are releasing fragrances so quickly that now it is very interesting to see what's going on. One thing that I did, I went to a couple master classes. So Ojar didn't have a booth this year, which was unfortunate because I really wanted to get some more of their stuff. And Bradcom is a business. My man Jason. Jason, I have to tell you, there was at least 7 people who called for Jim's as Bowtie Fragrance Guy or Darian. They were running after him, trying to get pictures, geeking out. It was the funniest thing. And then Finesse just kind of goes into it and calls him Bowtie. I was calling him Bowtie Jr. all the time. Jason, you gotta, it was just hilarious. It was just hilarious. It was hilarious. But yeah, Jason, it was funny. It was funny. And I mean, people were they were basically not believing he wasn't bow tie, trying to get pictures. One guy who I knew who knew me and but didn't know Jim's. And so he saw me and he saw me take a picture with Jim's and he was like, "Oh man, bow tie. I know if Charm got a picture with you, can I have a picture with you too?" and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. But really funny, really funny, really funny. But a couple things that I did want to talk about. I went to a few master classes, and one master class that I went to was with Renard Solomon and the guys, and I recorded the whole master class, so I will figure out a way to do a reaction and kind of split it up and give my reaction to it. Maybe I'll do it as a live, maybe I'll do it as a different kind of video, but we'll see if it's long form or if it's live. But Renard Solomon was talking about counterfeits, dupes, originals, and the funny thing that happened is that he wasn't as against dupes, and I think because dupes are really have entrenched themselves into the fragrance industry now. So Renard Solomon wasn't really talking against dupes. He basically said if a dupe can um, replicate his fragrance to the point that people would buy that fragrance instead of his, then he was doing something wrong. So he said that dupes help him to be more creative, to make sure that the fragrance is unique, to make sure that the fragrance is luxury niche, that it has transitions, which I was really kind of um, interested because I thought that he would yes sir Esteban, God bless you. I really thought that he would be against dupes, but he really wasn't. The main thing he was against was counterfeit, people trying to portray to be Almoage and they really weren't. And then another one, he said to be careful because there were a lot of people that would take his fragrance, say like Guidance 46, and they would or Purpose 50, and they would take it, they would decant half of it, and then they would put alcohol in half of it. And he's saying that then it becomes more like an EDP when you put alcohol in half and taking the oil out. And so he said it's still a good fragrance, and people just wouldn't know that it's not the original fragrance. So he is he was mainly talking more about counterfeits and people who are diluting. Because basically, to me, it seemed like he was talking about, you know, drugs that come across the border and everybody puts their cut in it before they sell it on the street. That's the kind of way that he gave an analogy to it, that there are some people that are taking his fragrance and cutting it. Yeah, that was really, really crazy. But the way he made it out, it was really like everybody was putting their cut on it, that they were taking the pure and then they were cutting it and then selling it in the original bottles. Now, they were talking about ways that they're trying to alleviate that. One, they talked about unique coding and blockchain and how it would code the box that would match with the bottle and things like that. The only thing about that is if somebody cuts it, your bottle's still going to have the right unique code on it. Your box is still going to have the right unique code on it. The only way you would have to do is to put that and test it. So I don't know. Yeah, it to me, saying you got blockchain was interesting. Yeah, it's a way to say, hey, we're putting technology into the game so that you can actually see when exactly your fragrance was made. But if somebody cut it, you couldn't tell. So that was interesting. He also said that he works with people that actually work with the gas spectrometers and so that they put their fragrance through and see if they're getting all the nuances of the fragrance, so that they're trying to make sure that their fragrances are more or less not able to be copied easily from the computers just going through and looking at it. And Joel said, Charm, have you tried a fragrance with heat in it? No. If you want a good one, try it. Yeah, I'll have to try that. I'll have to try that with that in it. Um, there are, what I can say is that there are a lot of fragrances that are doing some different things. What I can tell you, and hopefully when we bring people on the show, one person, I think it's Uni Nwinamad, he's using some really different notes that people would never even have thought of before. And he's putting notes together to make accords that people would never have thought of before to really differentiate the niche. I can't wait to get him on the channel to talk about that. I want to talk about it, but they're fragrances that he has not even officially released. They're supposed to release in April. We are looking to have him talk about it because there are some notes that people are using that are really, really interesting. Um, yeah, so that is another thing that was talked about. And actually, I actually made the question at the end of Renard Salomon's masterclass. And you'll hear me because I will bring the question out. And my question was basically of how we have more good, smell good chronicles. Welcome, welcome, sir. How to have more transparency in the price. And that when you get to a price such as Purpose 50 or Guidance 46, and how that is $550, and that people, especially the fragrance community, are wanting to know, is that the true value for what they're getting? And one thing that he did admit, he admitted to me that typically in the niche fragrance industry, the profit margins are higher than normal. So if you look at some of the normal industries, maybe they put 10% or 15% profit margin on it. But in the niche fragrance industry, it is double that. So they are putting at least like 30% profit margins into it. And is there a statistical way of what they're doing that, and why are they saying, well, we're not selling as much, say, as eggs. So that's why we put more, because we're not selling, hundreds of thousands of eggs a week. We're only selling a little. But that's something interesting that he basically says the value has to be what you perceive this fragrance to mean to you. And he admitted that the basic profit margins for what's happening as far as niche industry is higher than normal. So that is something that they're saying. Sean, you said, what fragrances are you going to do a review on? I'm going to do reviews on, usually I do reviews on bottles. I will do some initial impressions on a lot of the samples that I got, but I will have a few bottles that will be coming in from this ScentXplore. I know I'm going to get bottles from Almarood. I know I got a bottle from RDZ. So this is Passion. There's another one that I want from RDZ and I want to do. I will give a full review on this one, the Kajal. This is actually the full presentation, 30 mil. It doesn't come in any other size right now. So that would be a nice one that I got as a gift from meeting with the owners of Kajal. I got a 10 mil of Cosmo. We will be having them on. I'll do a review of this one. This is Crimson R. This is a cherry fragrance. We saw a lot of cherry fragrances here, and we definitely we'll be doing a review on that. There's a few more, but another thing I'll say, Bashan, I'm going to do a live. I've done interviews of a lot of people. I talked about some of the people I did interviews at the beginning of the show, but Mayo Fushini, the House of Mayo Fushini, I did an interview with him. and I'm gonna bring that to you. The House of Ira, I did another interview with her. I did an interview with the House of Cosmo. This is a new house that just started. I'm gonna do an interview with House of Noya. RDZ, I'll do an interview with, and there are who else? Gentleman's Knot, I did an interview with. Maison du Rock, I did an interview with. So I have a lot of different people. I will have at least 10 fragrance houses that I've done extensive interviews with so that I can bring them to you. But I was really excited about Mayo Fushini because he's not really around. Yeah. Sagni, I did get my nose on that. I'm gonna figure out which other one I'm gonna get from Mayo Fushini. Of course I have little songs, but there was his was really, really interesting because he basically talked about how his fragrances have evolved and how they were basically mirroring what he was experiencing in his life. Really, really cool guy, man. The interview with Mayo Fushini will come across really, really sincere and transparent. He's a really good guy. You'll really like that. I was really honored, and he was really honored to talk to me. So I'm really working out that we get with him and get him on the show because I'm really, really hyped about that. I'm trying to think of who else. I'll do an interview on. I mean, a review on Mousse de Cour. That's one I have. I'm gonna get some from DS and Durga. Um, Unique Luxury Dolcesa. I am definitely getting that one. That's the newest one from Unique Luxury. Talk to him at the house. That is really good too. That is really good too. Um, House of Cosmo's Gourmand fragrance. I think I smelled it, but they sold out of their 10 mils and they didn't have a whole lot of bottles. They're supposed to get a discovery set coming in early January, and they're supposed to get more bottles in February. So I want to have them on the show as soon as the discovery set comes out in January so that we can bring them to you. That house got a lot of hype and a lot of noise, and they had a lot of good energy, and their fragrances were really good, really good. Um, hey, how you doing, Simone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let me see. I think that is Galaxia is another one, and I think somebody got Galaxia. If it was somebody in our group. It it may have been, I don't know if it was Jim's or if it was Fat Boy Finesse, but somebody got Galaxia, but that sold out too. But yeah, that was another one. The only one I got was Crimson Aura, but yeah, that one was a nice one as well. Let's see. So, oh, Walt got it. Yeah, I'm sure. Walt was all over the place when it was actually shout out to Centrally Explicit. Centrally Explicit, I've seen him last year and I saw him this year. He was the one that got us all to House of Cosmo. And he was talking about it. He had already gotten the 10 mil of Crimson R, and he was the one that brought us over there. And we were kind of chopping it up with him when that was there. So yeah, definitely shout out to Central Explicit, and it was good seeing him again this year as well. Ah, so in general, also I got to meet and got a picture with Sergio Momo with Jurjov. So that was a really good time that we had for that one. And he told about kind of what his thing was and how where he thinks the industry is going, and he also even talked about what he would do if he had to start over again. That really right now, because of the saturation of the market, if you really want to be successful, you got to be daring, bold, and different. And No, I did not get a chance to smell the new Louis Rose. Uh, Roth had a couple of samples, and I know that they had already Fat Boy, Finesse, and Jim's had already talked to him about getting samples, and I think that's all he had. So I will try to get my nose on it, or I may be the blind buying bandit and just buy it. But yeah, I didn't get the sample, but I know Jim's and Fatboy Finesse got a sample of that one. So we'll see how that goes. But um I'm just crazy enough to just buy it and not care. That's me. Um so guys, yeah, if there's any other questions, okay. Yeah, I think I did talk about the fragrances that grabbed my attention. So hopefully Rashawn got that one. Yeah, just blind buy it, get a 99 mil sample. There you go, Dutch. I'll have to see how we can work that out. But yeah, so really excited about what's going on this year. I actually had a lot more people uh, get to what they were, what I was able to see and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that. Guys, I don't know. There's an after party tomorrow, so I'm not exactly sure if we'll do another one. But I really wanted to get you my kind of recap of it. I've had a great time, and especially seeing people. I haven't seen JoJo. I thought Janelle was going to be here, but I haven't seen her yet. But I saw everything. Um, saw pretty much everybody else. A lot of people on IG, and been really good, really good, really good. I saw John C. John C. and I hung out for a little while today. I actually did get Elemental is here. Luke, Q is here. If you know about Q, so I did go to talk to Elemental. We're gonna chop it up. He's gonna come on the channel as well, and yeah, and I will try to talk to City Rhythm as well. I haven't had a chance to get in touch with him and see about that. But otherwise, guys, I really appreciate you coming out and hanging with me. This has been my first live in a long time. Hopefully, everybody hit the like button. If you didn't, oh, day three. They did not have an exclusive fragrance. I don't know why I didn't even think about day three. I did talk about day three, and I did interview day three. Kicks, my man Kicks. What's going on, sir? Yes, I did interview day three. And that one I smelled midnight raspberry. It's a nice fragrance. Now I haven't put it on the skin to see because I know everybody's kind of talking about how long it lasts. The smell I really like that one. Desert Rain was really nice. I did like that one as well. And then there was another one that was Royal Intentions, maybe, or Royal Reflections. That was another one as well. But I did do an interview with Day Three. He went through the new fragrances, and that will be another one that I have on the interview. So yeah, I forgot about Day Three. But everybody, I really appreciate the love. I really appreciate everybody coming out. First live I've done in a long time, but I'm gonna try to get back into it. The move is done. So the move is done. If anybody's seen a couple of my latest videos, the fragrance room is done. Actually, I'm gonna have a couple videos that will still be from the old set, but that will be quickly done, and most of the new videos coming out will be with the new set, everything like that. So trying to make sure we get back in the scheme of things. I want to get like Kicks and knock out videos all day, every day, or be like my man Suits and Scents. But I can't say the saying right now. But can't stop, won't stop, not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I'm just not gonna be putting out as many fragrance videos as Suits does. That man is working. Kick's been working. So, but I'm gonna get back into it, and I am back. Missed everybody, missed the family, and looking forward to having a lot more lives, Looking forward to having a lot more videos out. Everybody, I know probably sometime later tonight, maybe you'll see Kicks. I mean, not, well, Kicks does it tonight, but I don't know if it's tonight. But also you'll see Fat Boy. He came on yesterday, probably come on tonight, maybe Jim. Everybody, I appreciate it. And man, if you haven't seen it, check out the beginning. Got a lot of information. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And take care. Good night. All right. Peace, everybody.
City does. Made this track so you really know what live was. Come together over fragrances. That's the why, cuz getting love and support from the vibers. Put your sense of the day to check, cuz no wrong sense where whatever and for just because. Positivity and love with a live hug. A life full of fragrance is what I love. Finding hidden gems from the order Rosia Dove. Negativity and fighting is what we're above. Try to diss, we throw up the hand with a big shrug. Like a card of positives, it's a plus love. If you wanna cause drama, won't even think of us. The connoisseurs fly high like a dove. And I sniff, yes you can. 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 Can I sniff it? With my frags that I can spray in layers. A connoisseur, but also a poem sayer. At times a live studio purveyor. Won't choke you out, but not a sissy sprayer. Hit the like, you'll be doing us a really big favor. Subscribe if this track has a lot of flavor. Rest in peace, Five Dog, who's resting with our savior. Follow us for the fragrance behavior. Make a note of the fragrances we gave you, one by one, or apply them in layers. Do you like the fragrances we